Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is September 2nd, 2011. It is a Friday, the final trading day before the Labor Day holiday. It is also the day where the government will release its non-farm payroll report. So in about 5 more minutes, 6 more minutes, that's going to be a very, very big report. Let's take a look at the futures right now, trading down about 11.5 points. Here's the story. Europe is in disarray once again. It looks like the Greek bailout, or the second Greek bailout, is under pressure. It looks like it may not happen. It's falling through. It looks like there can be no real ratification there. So there's a lot of disagreements going on in the European Union over this Greek bailout, and we'll see how this all plays out. It looks like the plans were supposed to be finalized on September 5th, and now it's not going to be until September 15th. So again, the European Union in disarray with as far as Greece is concerned. How are they going to deal with Spain, Italy, France, and everybody else over there? So in any case, market is down pretty sharply. We're down about 11.25 points right now. The ES futures are trading at around 1190. So we'll see how this all plays out. Couple of other things to go over. Gold is getting a big bid. I'm just going to pull up the GLD and you'll get a feel for it. But here's the GLD this morning, and you'll see that it is trading at 181.19, closed at 177.87. So gold once again is holding up steady Eddie and catching another bid, all on the back of the European Union crisis. That's a big move for gold this morning. It's up in the spot around 35 points or so. Very big move there in gold. So we're going to see how that's playing out. Oil is lower this morning along with mostly everything else. And you'll see the USO here, which closed at $34.47, is now trading at $33.97. That's a pretty nice decline. That means spot crude, or WTI crude, is down about $1.40 right now to around $87.55 per barrel. Let's go over a few other things here before we get that job number released in about 4 or 5 more minutes. And I'm just going to talk quickly about the NASDAQ futures. You can see they're down about 16 points as well. And we'll see how that plays out. Last night, Netflix looked like they lost a deal with Starz, the cable television network. And you can see Netflix was sold off pretty sharply. Getting a little bit of a bounce off the lows this morning, but that could easily go down and retest the big number, which is 200. 200 should be some support, and then after that, it's going to be down to probably the 190 level on the daily chart. But nonetheless, pretty good sell-off there in Netflix. You could see this thing was trading around $232, and this morning trading at $212. So that's a sizable decline. A lot of the estimates for the non-farm payroll report that's coming up at 8:30 has been reduced. So we can only wonder what the non-farm payroll report should be. A lot of financial jobs were lost already, so we'll see if this report is as dire as we think it could be. The thing we have to watch for is any kind of a surprise could give the markets a little bit of a boost. Rarely do the markets sell off ahead of a major holiday, but you never know, and you don't want to take anything for granted in this type of an environment. Let's take a look at the FXI. This is the China ETF. This is also down pretty sharply this morning. One thing I want to talk about with China as far as that is concerned, last night the Shanghai index was down sharply. So watch for weakness in all the Chinese ADRs unless the market really makes an upside surprise. Okay, so the Shanghai index was down over 1% last night. You also had the Hang Seng down about 1.8%. The Nikkei was down about 1.2%. And the Australian ASX was down about 1.4%. So pretty ugly declines across the board. One thing you have to watch for whenever we see something like this is for weakness in all of the Asian stocks. Now, the one index that was higher last night, believe it or not, was the Indian Sensex. Okay, so Indian ADRs may do a little bit better, but if the market here sells off sharply, then forget that. Don't look at the Indian ADRs for any kind of strength because they've been very weak as of late. But they did have a decent rally last night. Indian Sensex was up about 0.9%. So that was the only Asian index that had any kind of momentum to the upside. The rest of the markets were all down in Asia, especially the most important which is the Shanghai index. So watch stocks for weakness early, like Baidu. That's a leading ADR. China Mobile, CHL. You can see that's down sharply. CHU. That is also, well, that's not doing too bad, actually. That's holding up. But that could be another one to sell off a little bit later. And obviously, you have Sina. That's another one that could be weak this morning, and it is down a little bit now. So, again, watch those Chinese ADRs. But if the market rallies, they could recover. Okay, so, again, everything lingers on this job report due out in just a minute. Well, it's out. The job report is out. There it is. Whoa, futures are getting smoked here all over the map. So futures are now down 14 points, 14 and a half. Dow futures are down about 100. Really, it's all over the map. Got to let this market settle in, but the job report is just released. It says August non-farm payrolls unchanged. So let's get a number here, and we'll see where we are. August unemployment rate at 9.1%. But who cares about what the number is? It only care about the market reaction. And right now, futures are selling off pretty sharply. So you're getting a pretty good little sell-off here. Pretty good little sell-off here. But 9.1% is still the overall unemployment rate. Let me get the actual number just to see what it was. Okay, so futures are down sharply, and that's really all that matters. That's really all that matters. But the futures market down sharply. So again, futures are trading down about 17 points now. Private sector jobs up 17,000 versus 156,000 in July. This is a pretty ugly report, but it could have been worse, but it was a pretty ugly report for the most part. Okay, so report coming in pretty ugly. Market selling off pretty sharply, down about 17 points. It is a Friday before the holiday. We'll see if the market does rally back a little bit. That is very possible, but you do have a perfect storm out here with the European crisis. So, again, be on guard here. Trading will get very light today because it is ahead of the Labor Day holiday. So, a lot of times traders will leave, and they may have already left for the day. But we'll see how this plays out. But in any case, not a pretty picture here. Not a very, very ugly report. Let's take a quick glance at the U.S. dollar index, just to see what we got. Yeah, the dollar is really basically flat on the session. So really all over the map for the dollar, but flat on the session as we speak. But in any case, it's an ugly report. Market selling off. We'll see if we go down even further. And we'll see where we wind up today ahead of the Labor Day holiday. But ugly report. We'll see if the market sells off. Use caution in this environment, okay, because not only is it a bad labor number, but you have the European crisis really starting to come in and take over again as a big factor. It got swept under the rug there for about a week or so, but it is back in full force, and the market could be facing the perfect storm here. So use caution. Okay, gold is soaring today. Gold is up 47 points at the moment on the spot. So that's a big, big move. Crude selling off a little bit more. And that's where we stand, everybody. So 8:33 in the morning, I'm going to get to work here. But again, market selling off pretty sharply, and you want to be cautious in this environment. Ugly non-farm payroll report, and that's all it took. You had a bad report there, and an ugly, ugly scene going on in the European Union. The Greek bailout is falling apart, and this is it. We'll see how it plays out. Again, use caution in this environment. That's a real good sell-off today. We could be down even more. Alrighty, everybody. Have a great Labor Day holiday. Have a great weekend, and I will talk to you all on Monday. Take care. Trade safe in this environment, and we'll see you then.